Patches from the Frat House. I wanted to talk to you real quickly today because I had a couple people ask why I use monthly, weekly, and daily spreads in my planner, which is a really good question. Again, reading notes. In case you haven't noticed, the outfit hasn't changed. I'm recording a whole slew of videos all at once here. So the reason I use, I'm going to go through each one. So my month, then my week, then my day, and why I use all three. My month, the nice thing about having a monthly layout is I can see how many long, multiple days time commitments that we have each month, which is super helpful, especially during hockey season. I can see kind of how all of the road trips for Mike and what the kids have going on at school, and whenever Clayton, who goes away to school, you know, weekends he's going to be home versus, you know, spring break or, you know, whatever. I can kind of see how that all works together across all of the weeks. So that's why I like to have kind of a big view of the entire month in one shot. And if you kind of take that, zoom in a little bit down to the weeks, I can see the whole week in one glance, and only that week. I'm not seeing the rest of the month. I'm not seeing any notes I made in the margin about, you know, anything in the month. I can see how each day within the week relates to another. So that kind of falls down into that whole, we've got road trips and we've got the kids' activities, and I can see how those things overlap, where I might need to ask, you know, one of the older boys to, you know, pick somebody up or drop somebody off if something schedule-wise isn't going to work out, and I can see all of that just within 1 week without seeing the whole rest of the months to kind of distract me, okay? Because then I'll start thinking about other stuff that I see on the calendar and not just looking at what I need to be looking at. And then my days, when I zoom in even further, I can focus on just today. I'm not distracted by anything that happened yesterday or anything I may have missed doing yesterday or the day before during the week. I'm not distracted by what I've got coming up tomorrow or the next day or over the weekend. I am zoomed in on only today, and I can focus on only today without being distracted by anything else. Does that make sense? So basically I treat my months, my weeks, my days kind of like projects. My month is kind of my big picture, right? So it's the big picture of the upcoming handful of weeks. My week kind of zooms in on that a little bit. I get a little more detail out of it than I would put like on a monthly calendar. So all my detail kind of goes into the weeks, all my tasks go into my week view. So I've kind of zoomed in a little bit on that. And it kind of shows me how all those days and events fit together so that I make sure it all works. And then you zoom in again to your day and you get down to even more detail, places for notes about the day, places for inspirational things maybe you found throughout the day. Exactly how, that's part of why I like having a time spot on my daily page, because I can see, especially for a while there, it's been a little while ago now, but at one point we had 6 kids in 5 different schools. I needed to see just on the day, because it didn't fit nicely on a week view, how those pieces overlapped, because I was running all those kids to all those schools. So you get even more detail. So it's kind of like taking your plan and sticking it under a microscope. You know, your month is kind of zoomed way out. You can kind of see everything. Your week is a little more detail, a little more zoomed in, just that 7 days, no distraction from the prior week or the upcoming week, just that 7 days. And then your day is even more zoomed in, so you have even more details of, don't forget that so-and-so needs to take this to school with him today, and, you know, make sure you check the lunch accounts and things like that that I wouldn't want to put on my weekly. I can just focus on that day and where I need to be and what I need to do just on that day. So that is it. That is why I use monthly, weekly, and daily spreads. I would love to hear what you guys think if you do the same, if you use all 3 different spreads and how they work together, or maybe why you don't use all 3 because it doesn't work for you. Okay? Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.